All right, let's bring in now retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, senior fellow at Defense Priorities and host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. Colonel, thank you so much for being with us. First of all, there was positive reaction to the president's announcement of sending in these naval assets to open that corridor. But your initial reaction was not necessarily praise.
No, it was not. Because I just asked what should be the obvious questions. Why is the United States military being called in from abroad to open a passage for food to get in when all the Israeli side has to do is open the gates? They can create new holes in their own fences. There are literally just miles and miles of trucks lined up waiting to get in. It's not true that there's not food available. It's true that the Israeli side is not allowing it in, or they're not allowing it in large numbers, as is self-evident on the ground. But it's there. All you got to do is open the gate and roll it in. But this is a very complicated, very expensive mission here to do what the Israeli side is supposed to do. They've always been the one that's supposed to take care of the population in Gaza. They did before the war, and they're supposed to do it now. And I don't know why no one's holding them accountable to take care of their population.
So, Lieutenant Colonel, though, do you think there is something to be said for seeing a problem? Because obviously right now Israel is not opening the gates. So you see the problem and you attempt to fix it?
No, yeah, I'm all about wanting to do that, but let's fix it at the lowest possible cost, at the greatest possible benefit, and that's to put diplomatic pressure on Israel and saying, open the gates, let this stuff come through in large numbers. I mean, honestly, what sense does it make to do this really complicated maneuver that's going to take time to set up, instead of just opening the land corridors that already exist? That's what I don't understand, is why we're not putting any pressure on Israel to do the minimum level to get the food in, instead of the much harder, complex one coming in from the sea.
All right. So Lieutenant Colonel, you make a very valid point there that it would just be easier to say, hey, open the gates. We also know the president is not calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. That did not come last night. However, as we get closer to the election in November, do you think his response to what's happening in the Middle East evolves? And in what way do you think that evolves?
Well, it's going to have to, because, I mean, you saw the vice president a week ago emphatically say that we demand a ceasefire, immediate ceasefire, to all this applause, and then nothing happened. You had President Biden say that, yeah, I think we're a week away from a deal for a ceasefire. Nothing happened again. And now then you see Biden coming in and taking this operation here. And look, when those airdrops, a lot of people talk about how great that was, but 5 people were killed on the ground when those boxes fell on them, because they're so desperate they don't know what they're doing on the ground. And that stuff is going to start building up. But if this doesn't get stopped pretty soon, and the people in Palestine keep dying because the military operations go, that is going to blow back on the president, even electorally, because people are saying you keep talking, but nothing happens on the ground. That's what he's got to be careful of.
Well, speaking of, what's happening on the ground, I believe we have some new video of an airdrop in Gaza. Pretty chaotic. Right now, the Pentagon not saying whether or not there were any injuries. But what are your thoughts on these airdrops?
Well, look, I've taken part in some of these before, and certainly done some preparation for them in training, and they're very complex maneuvers, and it's really important to have a landing zone that's controlled on the ground, by the military. So when these things drop, that they're into a safe area, and then they're controlled on the ground when they're distributed. But just throwing these boxes out in the middle of nowhere, I mean, some of these have just been awful. One of them I saw, it looked like it hit someone, and I don't know if that's the one where someone was killed, but you see there's no control on the ground, and there's millions of desperate people who are going to do everything they can to get these things before other people do. So there's chaos. Right. There's nobody controlling anything on the ground. So it's just not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, because you certainly can just imagine, how if things go badly, once the needed aid comes in, they could go very badly, very quickly. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.